What's up, guys? Teddy Cornwell here. Welcome to the Underdog Talk. Something about the underdog. Today we have an absolute beast on the Underdog Talk. But before we get into this interview, you guys know I have to give this man a proper Underdog Talk introduction. Today's guest is a man of many talents, a fitness influencer, an online transformation coach, and physique competitor, a alphalete and gorilla mind athlete, a man who started his fitness journey as a shy kid is now a bona fide superstar, and finally, a man who once said, if you have a passion for something and never quit, you can't fail. I am proud and honored to have the one and only Mr. Justin Howells on the show. What is up, brother? How are you doing, man?
What's going on, Teddy? Thanks for having me, man, and really appreciate that intro. I definitely don't consider myself a superstar by any means, but that was nice. It's always nice to hear. Yeah.
Hey, we here at the Underdog Talk think you're a bona fide superstar. And we have to add the word bona fide. I actually, am not gonna lie, I do not even know what bona fide means. But I heard it being said with superstar. I was like, damn, this sounds cool. So hopefully it's not something negative now. But thank you so much for coming on, Justin. And Justin, before we even get into this interview, I have to ask. So I saw you at a huge pool party over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw every other fucking influencer at this pool party. Was this like a fitness influencer pool party or something?
Yeah. So this was summer shredding events. So starting in 2018, Christian Guzman has been holding his own show, right? And it's kind of taken off from there. It's gotten a little bit bigger each year. And this year was by far the most influencers I've ever seen it bring in. And that pool party was just the send off for the weekend, like after everybody competed and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. You meet so many people, and it's a great network opportunity. So I'd say next year, even if you aren't competing, go check it out. And it's a great experience, and you'll meet a lot of people, really cool people.
Hell yeah. And most of those people we've had on the show. So it'd be finally get to meet them in person. Now, Justin, I have to ask you again before we get into this interview. Did you actually get into the pool, or was it just, pictures of everyone?
Oh yeah. I got into the pool. It was hot. It was really hot out there. So I made my way into the pool.
I like that. That's the point of the pool, to get in it.
Yeah.
And not just take the photos.
Pool, like, probably have their own section and stuff. So, we still have the option of like sitting down under a cabana if we wanted to. But yeah, it was really fun, actually.
Wow. Christian Guzman is running the show right now. I cannot lie with you. Now, Justin, I want to start from the beginning. You started your fitness journey as a shy kid who lacked self-confidence. And again, such a common thing in the fitness industry, not to underscore what you went through. But I think what you did that was impressive is you changed yourself. You found your passion and committed to the gym. So first, why fitness? And then, do you remember the first time you ever went to the gym, or your first time that you fell in love with the process?
Okay. Yeah. So, I'll just kind of start it. Sorry, let me mute my phone here. I'll just start it from the beginning where, I was a senior in high school, junior to senior year of high school. And I just wanted to look good for girls. Right. So that was like a lot of guys at that age, so that was my first little entryway into the gym. I maybe gained like a solid 20 pounds, went from 155 to 175, which is, pretty solid newbie gains. And then I just stayed there for 2 years because, I never fully committed. I still skipped leg days. And basically I would be on it for a couple months and off it for a couple months and just stayed there for 2 years. It actually wasn't until I went through like a pretty bad breakup that, it's so cliche in the, bodybuilder fitness realm. But yeah, that was something that actually did help me, is because this girl broke up with me and I'm just sitting there down in the dumps trying to figure out like, okay, where's my life going? Like, what am I doing? What should I be doing? Right. And I had played baseball growing up, so I was an athlete. And then when I lost that and, I went to college for electrical engineering, I kind of lost my sense of identity a little bit because I wasn't really passionate about electrical engineering. I was just doing it for, that money, really. And then it wasn't until that point where I actually found this quote, and it's from this book called Conversations with God. It's not a religious book, but anyway, I found this quote, and it said, "Life isn't about finding yourself; it's about creating yourself." And so then I stopped asking myself, okay, what should I be doing? I started asking, what do I want to do? Right. And so from that point, I was like, okay, I just know I want to improve myself. What can I improve right now? Well, I can improve my physique. And again, like the gym was always like, I had been dabbling in it for 2 years. I just never fully committed. And again, I was at a point where I wasn't consistent at all. And I'm like, you know what? I'm actually sick of this. I'm frustrated. Like I'll see a little progress and then go backwards and then see progress and go backwards. I'm done. So I'm going to commit to the gym for 30 days straight, just because every time I missed a day, I would miss a couple, you know? So I was like, okay, for the first 30 days, I'm not going to miss a single day. Even if I get in there, do some abs, I'm going to go do it. Right. And I did it and I never looked back. Right. And then from there, it just gradually progressed after about a year of of full on consistency, not missing a single day that I set out for myself. And then, starting to research more on nutrition and things, I realized like I had actually developed something. I had changed myself significantly compared to that, the year prior. And that's when I was feeling more confident, having achieved some results, and that's really the point where I realized like, I'm still in the process of trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to help people do what I did for myself, and I think it's really that simple. It was like I started building this physique. I started feeling a lot better about myself. I started feeling more confident. I was just like, yeah, I just want to do that for other people. And so I actually switched my major from electrical engineering to kinesiology, and then, started pursuing my personal training certification. And then it just evolved from there. And then also right at that point was when I was like, I'm going to try a show, like just to push myself and see what I can do. And then after that first time stepping off the stage, I got like 4th place novice NPC. It just lit me up. I was like, okay, I want to do this again next year, but come back with way more muscle. And that's what I did every year. And I competed in a show once a year for 4 years. And like I said, that first show I got 4th. My second show I got 3rd. My 3rd show I got 2nd. And then Summer Shredding 2018, I got 1st overall.
Oh,
that was such a huge turning point in, where I'm at now. Like that was such a major junction, was winning the overall at that show, gave me a lot of recognition, and that's then what allowed me to completely switch over into full on online training after doing like in person for a while, Sorry, I know I completely rambled on, but
I love it. I'm fascinated. And
that's the story. Yeah. That's the story.
The process and love the process. And I mean, that first time you go to the gym where you fall in love with the fitness process, I mean, it's like losing your virginity. I mean, you can never forget it. You can never forget. I mean, I remember the first time I'm like, this is my passion. I love this. And something I really like and respect about you, Justin, is that you value the importance of the mental, health side as well as the physical health. And as I always say, to be the best version of yourself, you need to have both aspects, locked down. And I think our guy, Kevin Levrone, who's on the show, preached having both of those attributes. And that's when you find your success and find who you really are. So would you mind talking, Justin, about why it is so important to be mentally healthy as well as physically healthy?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think everything follows your mental health, whether it's your physique, whether it's your business or your relationships, once your mental health starts to fall, I think everything kind of starts to tank with it. And the other thing is maybe you can maintain these other areas, but it's going to be very draining if you don't take care of your mental health first, right? At some point you're going to burn out if you don't have that.
I totally agree on that. Having both of those is key. You can't have one, you can't have the other. You got to have them both. So now, Justin, you progress. You're an alpha elite athlete and a gorilla mind athlete. So you've come far. You found yourself in fitness. You found yourself in coaching. You found how to be the best of you on stage. So knowing what you know about fitness now, what is one thing that you would change differently? And that's the first question. And then second, what is your biggest tip for someone looking to start their fitness journey like you once were, Justin?
So what was the first question was?
So what would you do differently in your fitness journey?
Okay.
And then the second question is, what is your biggest tip to someone who is looking to start their fitness journey?
Okay. So, I mean, something I think I would have done differently or done a lot sooner, if I knew what I knew now, is honestly like get a coach or a mentor.
Yes.
You know, whether it's in fitness or business, like the sooner you do that, like it's just going to speed up your learning curve. You're going to save so much time. You know, like I think of all these little things I could have been doing differently, and you know, I could pick these other potential things that like I might have done differently, but a lot of them would have been taken care of by hiring a coach or a mentor. And obviously I'm a coach, so it's like that can sound biased, but it's just the facts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I've had a coach even, you know, now, and it's helped tremendously, right? Like I don't have a coach at this moment, but this past year I did. And I'll be getting another coach soon, because even like no matter what level you're at, there's somebody who has more experience and knowledge than you that you can learn from.
Yes.
You know, like I don't consider myself the best at all, but that's why I keep progressing, because I'm trying to get better, you know. And then sorry, what was the second question?
So the second question is, what is your biggest tip now that you know everything? You know, you've learned so much about fitness and all that. What is your biggest tip for someone looking to start their fitness journey like you once were?
Honestly, just get started. And I feel like that's another cliche answer right there, but it's really like there's so much information out there. There's so many different ways you can do things. It's like, you know, peek around, see what appeals to you, and just get started. Like you don't need to, like, I think there's a solid balance between like science and application. And especially when you're getting started, the science aspect is actually a lot less important, just because your ability to adapt is so much greater, right? Like just get going and then learn along the way. It's actually not as crucial for you to know everything right away, because, you know, you can adapt so easily, right? Like, not that it's easy. I'm just saying you can't, like somebody who's just starting out can obviously build muscle way quicker than I can, right? So just getting in there, getting started, pushing yourself, like that's going to get you moving in the right direction, and then you can figure it out along the way, right? So yeah, I mean, I think that's really it. Like people just get stuck in analysis paralysis. They're trying to figure out what's the best way to start. The best way to start is just start.
Agreed. And our guy Ryan Lochte, friend of the show, who is on the show, he said, get a coach because they've most likely been where you were and now know the stuff that you do not know. And now Justin's a coach. And, you know, at the time when he started, he didn't know it. So if you guys are looking for a good coach, hit up our guy, Justin. I mean, he's the real deal. Check his stuff out. And I mean, we here at the Underdog Talk vouch for him. Now, I'm interested, Justin. I have to ask, what is next for you? As I saw you recently said you weren't going to compete this year. So what do you have next for you in terms of YouTube, in terms of competition, in terms of social media?
Yeah, absolutely. So social media is something that I feel like I had kind of lost focus on over the past year. Like I was going through my own personal stuff, and so my energy just wasn't there. And now I almost feel like I'm experiencing the negative effect of that, where I'm like, damn, like my engagement isn't near what it was even just 6+ months ago, right? That could be a little demotivating, but I'm trying not to focus on that and focus on, okay, how can I improve my content and just produce more content? I don't like to blame the IG algorithm, you know. I think I just need to like diversify and be putting more energy again into YouTube and TikTok as well. And then, like I said, just trying to improve the content I already have, and like trying to connect to my audience a little more, because I feel like I lost that at some point along the way. Like I was always really good about getting back to all messages and I don't know, sharing more of myself. I feel like I've lost that a little bit, just getting into my head. So that's a focus there. YouTube, I slacked on the past year. Like that needs to be a number one focus, because I feel like that's where you can connect to your audience the most. And then business wise, I'm trying to scale, because like right now, everything I've done with my coaching business has really just been myself. And so really the next step here is that I haven't yet done, which pretty much any like really successful coaching business does, is kind of separate the brand from yourself. Right. So I've been trying to figure out my direction for that. And I think once I have that out, I'm going to have a lot more clarity. And then from there, I can really start to build outwards and, build a team, like bring on some assistant coaches and things like that, So, and then as far as competing goes, I do want to compete again. I haven't competed since that summer shredding show in 2018. And I put on a significant amount of muscle in that time. So I do feel competitive. And I'm feeling that itch again, I just, at some point last year, I just kind of lost it. I don't know if it's because of everything I was going through or what. I just didn't really care about it that much, or it wasn't a priority. But then now I'm like, damn, I really want to push myself again. Like when I'm prep, like everything else just kind of like I go tunnel vision, and it not only helps me mentally, and it gets me out of my comfort zone, but it also helps tremendously with content. So it's kind of like two birds with one stone, So yeah, that's kind of the next couple moves there.
I'm excited to see what is next for Justin Howes. And I mean, hard work always pays off. So I do believe, with the hard work that you're putting in, I do believe you're going to start getting, that content that we so enjoyed and loved back. I mean, shit, stuff happens. It's all about the bounce back. And Justin Howes, you are on the bounce back, brother. Now, finally, I got to talk about, you're an Alphalete athlete and a Gorilla Mind athlete. So first, what is Christian Guzman like? And then what is Derek like?
Well, so first, I mean, I'm pretty new with Gorilla Mind. I don't know Derek that well, but in what I've experienced with him, he's just very knowledgeable and knows his stuff and does his research. And so like, I don't know that many supplement companies who have just a full ingredient breakdown, like going like a 30-minute to hour-long video, just completely tearing apart his own supplements, telling you why this is there. So that's the main takeaway from Derek that I know. I don't know him personally, but extremely knowledgeable and detail oriented, which is why I love the supplements. And then Christian is extremely humble. And I mean, obviously, I think everybody knows he's like a crazy hard worker, but to actually be around him, like whenever he was getting Alpha Land set up, dude, like that guy wasn't even a human, like he actually wasn't even Christian. Like he was just putting everything he had into that place and you could just see it, like he just handled everything. It's insane to see how hard he works. But then like even me being somebody who isn't like his most valuable athlete, he makes me feel valued. He makes me feel like a part of the team. And like when we're out talking, like if we have a Alpha League get together, or we go out or whatever, like I can just talk to him like bro. He's a very humble, down to earth guy. And yeah, I just really appreciate everything he's done for me, like being on the Alpha League team. So
and
yeah, really.
Yeah, it seems like you've picked two great brands to represent, which is unfortunately in this time frame, people are picking brands that they don't believe in just to sell their product. But it seems like you picked these two brands because they have such good content, such good products. So well done there. I mean, we are talking with Justin Howes. It's been an honor and privilege, Justin. Now, before we end this interview, I love to get my guests out of here with some rapid fire questions. Are you game?
Yes, absolutely.
Favorite Gorilla Mind product?
I mean, honestly, the new Crush that he just dropped is really good. The new Gorilla Mode, it's like an orange soda, almost like an orange creamsicle soda, which is pretty damn good. Black Cherry is also one of my top favorites, but really my favorite combo is just get the mode, one scoop of mode, one scoop of nitric, and I mean, you're going to have insane pumps. So it's pretty nasty.
Speaking of that, no Gorilla Mode for a year or no Gorilla Mode nitric for a year?
No Gorilla Mode nitric because I'm an energy fiend. Yeah, I need caffeine. Just inject with it,
You see, if you say pump, I've got to double look at you because if you have a good pre-workout, you're gonna have pump in it anyway. So
Right.
it's a question.
The night just the cherry on top, you know.
Yeah, it is. Favorite pizza?
Barbecue chicken pizza all the way. Like, time with jalapenos on there.
I'm on a cut right now, and you're making me damn hungry. Flex off against Christian Guzman, or have to skydive?
Oh, flex off. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. I would love to see that personally. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, maybe we'll run that at some point.
Hey, Christian, if you're watching, Justin wants to do a flex off, bro.
I'm trying to get back into YouTube, so I'll get him on there at one point and do a flex off.
I love it. Last two are big ones on this show, Justin. First one, talk like Rocky for the rest of your life, or have to box Rocky Balboa in his prime?
I guess I couldn't do it, but I'd just talk like him for the rest of my life.
What if I give you 6 months of training, Justin?
What?
What if I give you 6 months of training to fight against Rocky Balboa?
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a cool experience. So, yeah, if I get some training time, yeah, I'd be down.
Right, here we go. That's what I like to hear. Justin Howell is a fighter. Come on now. Last one, Justin. This is going to determine who you are. Pull-ups or chin-ups?
Pull-ups for sure.
Boom, baby. I love it. We are talking with Justin Howells. Justin, it has been such an honor and privilege. Before we go, the floor is yours. Where can we find your content? What's your codes for these two awesome brands? Floor is yours.
Yeah, so IG is Justin J Fit. YouTube is and TikTok's the same thing, except it's like the Justin J Fit. Yeah. Just taken. And then YouTube is just Justin Howells, my name. And then my codes for Alpha Elite and Gorilla Mind is just Justin. So yeah, a lot of Justin there. And then one last thing I wanted to say was it's kind of cool being on the Underdog podcast, because I like, especially right now, I feel underrated. And just wait until I do this next prep, guys. I'm going to destroy everybody and show you.
Hey, I love it. I mean, this show is all about underdogs. And I mean, we've had some of the best bodybuilders of all times who believe they're underdogs. So Justin, you can join that list of the best who believe they're underdogs, because the underdog never turns into the hungry dog. They just stay silent and rock and roll. I mean, Justin, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Guys, check out Justin's content. If you need a great coach, check his stuff out. Run his codes up. And here's what I'm going to do. Anyone who uses code Justin on Alpha Elite or Gorilla Mind, I will get a signed autograph to you from one of the guests that we've had on this show. And the list is long, and we have had some huge names, as you know. Guys, it's been an honor and privilege. Check out, we have some big videos coming up. We have the one and only Chris Gethman later today. Now, all that talk of, pizza at the end has made me hungry as hell. Throw some egg whites. But until next time, guys, Underdog out.
Thank you, Teddy.